2 on this list, well, Juan Soto. Of course, he has been the subject of trade talk with the Yankees, with the Blue Jays as well. The Padres almost definitely have to move him. I've written about this. We've talked about this for weeks. It seems inevitable at this point. And the question, of course, is what can you get for a player who is going to earn $30 million plus in arbitration next year, his final year of arbitration, before becoming a free agent? It's a difficult trade to pull off and get good value back. The team that is getting Soto is getting that salary. They're taking on that salary, and they're getting no assurance that they can keep him because Soto, of course, is represented by Scott Boras. Soto turned down $440 million from the Nationals summer of 22. That's what led to his trade to the Padres. Soto is not going to sign an extension with the team that acquires him. So I do expect him to be moved. Don't know if it will happen here. All of these things, Ohtani, Soto, we'll get to Yamamoto shortly, they're all sort of linked together because some of the same teams are overlapping in their pursuits of these players. Once Ohtani goes, then a lot will happen, but there's no timeline on that. There's no deadline on that. Why does it seem like the Padres are going to get a solid return for Soto? He's basically in the same spot as Betts was before he was traded with 1 year left, with one caveat: he's not going to sign an extension. The Red Sox got next to nothing back. Why is this different? Excellent questions, Hillel. And let's go back to the Betts trade for a second. Remember, it wasn't just Mookie Betts that went to the Dodgers. It was David Price, along with half of the money that was owed Price. It was $48 million out of the $96 million he was owed at the time. So because the Dodgers were taking on all that money with Price, that depressed the return that went back to Boston. Remember, it was Alex Verdugo, Jeter Downs, and Connor Wong, who has become a decent catcher for them. And Verdugo's been an okay player, no question about that. But man, it was Mookie Betts. We all know it wasn't a great trade for the Red Sox. So how does Soto compare? Well, it could actually compare if indeed the Padres attached Trent Grisham to the deal along with Soto. Now, Grisham's not making nearly what Price was, but the more money that the team acquiring Soto is taking on, remember, it's $30 million plus with Soto, then plus Grisham, if that's the way it turns out, the less the return is going to be. And you're right. Without the possibility of an extension, it makes it even more difficult for the team acquiring Soto to give up a ton. Now, with Betts, there was the possibility of an extension, but most people thought at the time he was going to go become a free agent. The pandemic kind of changed things. I think maybe Mookie got a little antsy, and of course he got a great deal, so why not sign it? But the question that you ask, how can the Padres get a strong return for Soto, is a good one. They're not getting all of the Yankees prospects, all the Blue Jays prospects. They're going to get probably some quality people in return, but because of the circumstances, it's not going to be nearly what they gave up in the deal with the Nationals.